just looking for Pamela, but she's not. Oh, there she is. Hi, Pamela. Hi, everyone, and welcome. Pamela, thanks for all your emails, which I've, been pouring through today. So when I ask for fodder for ripples and it comes through, I get very excited. Thank you. She writes, Anne, are there points that come to mind related to something Andrew has taught in Waves? So Waves, Riding the Wave is Andrew's Saturday 4 p.m. weekly free meditation that goes for an hour. So she's quoting Andrew, it's never too late, no matter how much we feel degraded by a situation, because the true consciousness is not tainted by life. Andrew compares it to a film screen. The film plays on the screen, but the screen is not marred by the film. For someone recovering from an abusive relationship and connecting to personal dignity, for hope, for cleansing, for restoration, for self-forgiveness, I could see different combinations, but the big heart of this question is about connecting people to that timelessly unsullied consciousness, because it seems to do it all. So I thought that was a really beautiful email, and as I was reading it, all I could think of was gallbladder 1, and so then I went online and I looked up shifts that occurred during blinking, and this is what I found. I'd like to read it if it's okay. So it's in Science News. The title is Surprise Discovery in the Blink of an Eye. We probably do it every day, but scientists have only just discovered a distinct new way in which we move our eyes. The team from the University of Tübingen in Germany assessed the movements of 11 suspects using tiny wires attached to the cornea, very brave subjects, and with infrared video tracking. In results published in eLife, they discovered a new type of eye movement that is synchronized with blinking. The movement they discovered helps to reset the eye after it twists when viewing a rotating object. So you can see there's a lot of gallbladder references here. It's like avoiding tiny rotations of a camera to stabilize the image we perceive. We don't notice the eye resetting in this way because it happens automatically when we blink. We were really surprised to discover this new type of eye movement, and it was not what we had anticipated from the experiment, says lead author Mohammed Khazali. We had expected to find that another, already well-known type of eye movement is synchronized to blinking. There's a lot in that subject, right? We were looking for what we already know, not for something that we don't know. Anyway, it's although it is brief, blinking creates an interruption in our visual perception. We spend up to 1/10 of our waking hours blinking, but hardly notice it. It serves an essential role in lubricating the eye and may even provide the brain with small, frequent mental breaks. The scientists sought to investigate whether a reflexive, involuntary eye movement called torsional optokinetic nystagmus occurs at the same time as blinking. The theory was that this reflex also creates a break in the visual system, so synchronizing them minimizes downtime. The subjects' eye movements were tracked as they viewed a rotating pattern of dots. As their eyes twisted to follow the dots, they frequently reset via that process to avoid moving beyond the mechanical limits of the eye muscles. However, this resetting was imperfect, and the eyes gradually twisted until the muscles couldn't twist anymore. This varied between subjects from 3 to 8 degrees of rotation. Once they reached their maximum, the eyes reset so that they were no longer twisted at all. This happened at the same time as blinking. And then they go on to talk about that. Anyway, what they're talking about there from an acupuncture point of view, and overlapping that with Pamela's email, is what the Buddhists and the Taoists have been talking about for millennia, and that is that one's reality changes with the blink of an eye and with every blink of the eye, and that the act of blinking is an opportunity to reset after assimilating change. So the gallbladder channel is the channel responsible for adapting to change, moving, turning, twisting, rotating to accommodate to change. And then once that change has occurred, it is assimilated, and that becomes the new reality. So for someone recovering from a, what does she say, an abusive relationship and reconnecting to personal dignity, meditation involving eye movement would be crucial. But if we put this through a channel perspective, the points gallbladder 1, which is called, well, it translates literally as virgin bone hole, but really it means the crevice in the corner of the orbit, which when treated creates a fresh perspective. And the fact that well, that name ties very closely to blinking, which then ties to Pamela's email about getting a fresh view, or completely different take as often as it takes to blink. And in between each blinking, or maybe during the process of blinking, there's an assimilation of what was seen or what was experienced. And probably the strongest point for assimilation would be small intestine 4, the fire point of the small intestine. So the ripple that we would put out into the pond would be one of adaptation, welcoming, assimilation, but mainly freshness of view of not just reality, but of oneself and the context that we find ourselves in. So, should we go ahead with that then? Gallbladder 1 and small intestine 4. Okay, let's get to work.